Hello, hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Lucas, good to see you.
Hey there. Yeah, likewise, likewise.
All right, thanks everyone for joining. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, welcome to Stammer AI Office Hours. We're going to be going over some of the latest features and enhancements that we've added in the last week, review some of the new features that we're going to be releasing in the next coming weeks, and then, of course, at the end, have our general question and answer session where you guys can ask anything about the platform or anything that I mentioned during today's call. So without further ado, I will share my screen here and we'll get started. And if you have any questions during anything that I say, please feel free to put it inside the chat and we can answer it during this process as well. Hey, Tim, good to see you. I think everyone can see my screen here. Yeah, perfect. All right, so quick little shout out, roadmap.stammer.ai/changelog. This is where we have our public roadmap as well as our public changelog and release notes. So this is where we publish all the new little features and all the little things that we fix and update and upgrade pretty much on a weekly basis as we enhance the platform. But this also has our public roadmap, which allows any of you watching today or on YouTube to basically add in features or things that you'd like to see within the platform, as well as be able to upvote other things that you'd like to see that somebody else has added. This is something that we've been taking into consideration for the last few major releases and things that we're wanting to build and add. For example, like the vision feature, which is almost done, as well as being able to show images within the chat, which is done. I can show you some of these things like right here. So these are features that people have requested that we have actively built and implemented into the platform already. So there's a good chance that if you add something and it gets a bunch of upvotes, there's a really good chance that we will end up building it. That being said, the changelog is where we explain and kind of showcase these new features. And some of them might be really small, but if you go through, this is something that we've been doing since the very beginning. Once items get added to the changelog, we will also make more support materials inside of our documentation. And this is always something that we get questions about kind of a lot is, where do I learn more about the platform? Where docs.stammer.ai is going to be where everything is consolidated into one place where you can learn everything about being an AI agency, building prompts, building AI agents, etc. Cool. So from the changelog, some of the things that we've been working on is live chat. This has been given to certain full SaaS mode users to help us with the beta testing of this new feature, which we have taken in a bunch of feedback already, and we're working on our next iteration or version of live chat and conversations 2.0. Essentially, what this allows you to do is set up an automation sequence that will trigger based off of when a user says one of these keywords, and you can customize any of these keywords to be anything that you want. The AI agent, when they see any of these keywords, it will send a final message and then send a notification to an email or a webhook saying, hey, someone wants to talk to a human. And in that scenario, you can log in and you'll be able to chat with a user back and forth as if they were talking with the AI agent. So you can see an example here where I click stop, it sends me that final message, and then I responded to myself in this scenario just to showcase this test of how I can respond within the interface and have the user see that message as if it was in the same conversation. So this is something that it can be applicable to all different channels, chat widget, and all of the meta integrations. We are also now adding the API version as well. So that will be out within this next update for conversations. So again, right now, this is available only to full SaaS mode users because those are our users that are using the platform the most and are able to give us a bunch of good feedback. So if you'd like early access to things like this in the future, be sure to be on that plan. That being said, in the next couple weeks, once we finish up our testing on this feature, it will be rolled out to all plans, agency and the starter plan as well. So this will be available to everybody in the coming weeks. So that's going to be a very exciting update. There's also going to be opportunities to, as an existing agency with existing clients, you'll be able to offer this for free, included inside your customers' existing subscriptions, or you'll be able to upsell it as an upsell to your customers via an add-on inside the SaaS configurator here. So there's going to be a couple different ways that you can utilize this new feature based off of if you want to make more money or not. Let's see. Drew, anything you want to add on that? Or Tim, other Tim?
No, not right now.
Yeah, I think I'm good on my end as well.
Perfect. Yeah, so for everyone that just joined, just doing a quick review of the new live chat conversations 2.0 feature. It will be rolled out to all agency and starter plans as well as full SaaS mode users in the next coming weeks. So everyone will get access to that feature and you'll be able to upsell it as needed or include it in your existing subscriptions. So very cool. Let's see. Other things worth noting. One of the pieces of feedback that we get quite often in the Discord is, I wish the platform looked better. I wish I wish it didn't look so engineered. Well, we've heard you, and we're working on that. So we're redesigning a bunch of the different interfaces and UI elements to have a more updated feel rather than being kind of over engineered, so to speak. The reason why we did that in the very beginning was to ensure that functionality came first. Then we can improve the look and feel of things after we ensure functionality is rock solid. So we are working on that for different areas of the application, and we will make sure that we make videos and tutorials on how all that is going to be updated and changed. It should be very logical based off of how people are actually using the platform and all of our analytics. Alrighty, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat or speak up, and we can get to your questions as people start thinking of those. Oh yeah, Tim, you have one?
Yeah, just a quick one. So we've got quite a lot of free trials in the back end of the system, and people have sort of set those up. They've used their credits. They may or may not have tried the platform.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to try and auto delete those. Is there a way we can do that, or is that something I need to add to the roadmap?
Let's see, Tim. I think Tim, we did build that, I believe, a soft delete for our own system.
Yes. As part of the account, the subscription cancellation process, it soft deletes, or actually it does fully delete after 30 days, the accounts now for regulatory reasons. But yeah, if you want us to provide a functionality that will automatically clean out old trial subscriptions, just let us know what logic you would like us to use, and we can build that in.
Yeah, so that would be a good thing to add to the roadmap.
Even a filter when I look at the sub accounts, if there was a filter that we could just have that said paid accounts, free accounts, expired accounts, because they already have a flag on the individual cards. So if we could filter by that would be an initial step. That would be cool.
Okay. Yeah, we could.
Yeah, definitely.
We could do that for sure. I actually added one in earlier as well, to a filter to sort your AI agents by usage. I thought that would be another quite useful addition as well. So I'll add that, filters for sub accounts. That's a good one. Perfect. Cool. Lucas, anything on your end? You're just hanging out? Nice.
Yep. Hanging out as always. Nothing. No questions for now.
Got it. Well, maybe I'll keep the question and answer offer open. If anybody has anything, please put it in the chat. But other than that, I think it might be useful to talk about one of our upcoming features that is going to allow agencies to sell a different type of AI agent to their customers. And we're calling this MasterChat. MasterChat is essentially going to be a ChatGPT style-like interface that has conversations on the left-hand side and a main chat window in the center. and it allows your users to talk with an AI agent that you build, but it doesn't allow them to see any of the backend prompting or settings or knowledge base information. Now, the use case for this have been agencies that have come to us and say, hey, love your stuff, but we'd like to sell an AI agent that could write ad copy for a business based off of all of their old ad copy. And typically this can be done inside of a custom GPT, but agencies want it to be integrated within their own white label version of the platform. So MasterChat will be a function that allows agencies to build an AI agent that can have a custom prompt that says you're going to write custom ad copy for this business based off of all this information. And you'll be able to attach that to a subscription plan and be able to sell that directly to a customer just like you're doing right now. When that customer makes a purchase, depending on the permissions that you provide to them, they would be able to log in and interact with this AI agent to write ad copy inside the MasterChat view and not have access to the admin side, which shows how to edit the prompt, add information to the knowledge base, etc. This can be utilized for a lot of different internal AI agents. So if you're thinking about this from a sales point of view, if your customers are trying to figure out how to improve their sales processes, write better emails, anything that's more of an internal focus, this solution is going to be a very good use case for them, separate from what we have existing, which is more external facing in terms of customer service and a sales point of view for AI agents that can be embedded on a website or behind different social media channels. This will be an additional feature that everybody has access to. And just like with live chat, you'll be able to include it or upsell it to your customers. The idea here is we want to be able to not only use our own stuff more, but be able to provide another opportunity for agencies to make some more money. That makes sense? Anybody? Yeah? Cool. Yeah, Lucas, I think that could definitely be a cool use case for someone like yourself, especially for people that are just getting started and might not have an existing client base. This could be one of the ways that you sell your AI prompts without having to expose your AI prompts. And so that's kind of one of the use cases I've started to see from my own algorithm, basically, of people trying to do this at scale. Once that's out, then we're going hard into voice and AI phone calls and AI phone agents, which will be another very exciting additional add-on. And we are at, and another just kind of cool thing that I'll mention is we just hired a couple more engineers that we're adding to our team, so we're expanding our bandwidth. So we'll be able to not only build out these new features, but continuously maintain and improve the existing functionality of the platform without causing any hindrance to any of our existing customers. So we're expanding both our team and our product, and excited for everyone to play around with everything that we're building. Cool. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
So in MasterChat then is the idea, if we've got a client who's got let's say they've got a customer service bot that sits on a website, they've got a technical service bot they might use internally.
Mm-hmm.
Would they just access the dashboard and then use this new MasterChat bot within their current dashboard, or would it be a separate thing?
So good question. So for a customer that would have access to both external and internal bots, MasterChat view and admin view, there would just be a little button that's very similar to the existing share link. They would click it and it would open up a new window, which would be the MasterChat view, the internal view, and they would be able to interact with that bot there. And if they want to go back, they could just click back on the tab or go back into your custom URL, your white label domain.
But the MasterChat would be white labeled, yeah?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll still have it'll look similar to ChatGPT in the sense that it'll have the same elements, but we're going to include the base customizations that you've added within the white label settings, like your logo, name, like the help links, kind of those base items that you've added, those will be included. So that way it is white labeled from the get-go. And
Yeah.
to
Will
illustrate that,
will it use the same knowledge base, Ross?
yes, yes. So the entire process of building will be the exact same. And you'll have, so this is essentially what it'll look like. It'll have a button here, and when they click this button, it'll open up the view to have the interface that looks something like a normal ChatGPT style interface with your logo, your name, all of your information is going to be added here rather than it just being a generic window.
And can it have, will it have multiple functions then? Will it be able to like be a, I don't know, social media post creator or an email generator?
Exactly.
Will we get like a menu list of things that it can do based off the knowledge base that's in the back end?
If you set up the prompt in that way, then yes. The way that I would recommend an agency to do that scenario is you would have an AI agent that has a specific prompt for writing emails, and it would have a knowledge base of information. In theory, you could have a larger prompt that says, if a user wants to do social media post creation, then follow this section of the prompt. Now, as we collectively know, adding more of those things might eventually confuse the agent to not necessarily know what it is. So it might be better in that scenario to make a separate one for writing emails, one for writing ads, etc. But as you know, like you could put them into one in theory.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it's better to break them out because then it's got a function. It's a
I would
defined
agree.
function.
Yeah. And just like ChatGPT, any AI agents that are inside a sub account for MasterChat, they'll have the little drop down where they can toggle, just like in ChatGPT, you can toggle between different models. You'll be able to toggle between different AI agents. Where this kind of gets really cool is we want to make it to where you can talk with multiple AI agents at once inside one chat interface. So in the scenario, you put in a question or some information, and let's say you have the email writer AI agent and the paid ads writer AI agent in one conversation. You could send some data about a new feature, and you'll get two responses, one from the email guy and one from the ads guy in one view. And that will allow for very unique, I think, use cases when you start to tag multiple different AI agents for different use cases together.
So if we were doing like a campaign, a marketing campaign on behalf of the client, or the client was doing it internally, that campaign had different components. So it had social media, it had website copy, it had email marketing, it had maybe video scripts. So all of those mini agents could all be working on that same campaign at the same time. Yeah?
Exactly. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. And so that's where I think the very top level use cases start to become very clear. Where I think this goes nuclear is when we start creating custom functions for different agents to do different things. So in the examples that I've shown in the past with custom functions is, for example, being able to see the product availability in a Shopify store dynamically. Well, you could also make one that is able to upload or change those variables inside a Shopify store based off of data that you provide. So there's going to be examples or use cases that can be utilized for kind of like a not just internal to get information, but internal to take action upon other third-party systems. So for example, you could have a Shopify AI agent. I'll just keep with the Shopify example. That's an internal bot that allows an employee of a business to make updates or changes within the chat interface to the Shopify store based off of a user conversation. So if somebody says they want to order, a custom order of something, the employee could just be like, change the availability of this product from 8 to 5, and then the AI agent can go and make that change and take that action and give a response saying, okay, now it's updated. Here's the current availability of the product. This is all going to be done with these custom functions, but when we start, that's where we'll be able to do some some gnarly stuff, I think. And it all kind of comes back to this concept of the things that I'm sure we're all seeing within the AI market right now of OpenAI's operator or Anthropic's computer use, where we have AI agents that can go and take actions on our behalf without us having to interact with them and return us with their result. And that's the future, basically, of a lot of this stuff.
Very cool. Good. I've got some use case that I'll talk to you offline about that.
Fantastic. I can't wait. Excited to hear it. Cool. All right. Last call on questions. Oh, perfect. Got a question here. It says, I have a strategic question more than a technical question. Okay. Will DeepSeek impact the services we offer and our pricing? Is there any risk on our business in the future? Thank you. Great question. Yes, DeepSeek is taking over the news, and we love to see how AI is just becoming more and more mainstream when we see certain things like this. There's a couple things about. The first is that it's going to be it is an open source model. We have plans to eventually add these open source models for not only our existing enterprise clients, where you might want to have an AI agent that has all of your data locally on a machine and not be able to send that data to OpenAI and get a response. DeepSeek is a model that would allow for that type of functionality to work. Other similar models to that would be Facebook's Llama model. Mistral is another one. These are these open source models that already exist that allow people to run this stuff locally. So the way that I see this play out is just like what we've been experiencing with OpenAI, where OpenAI will release a new model and then they make their older models cheaper. And that has been a consistent change or flow that we've seen, especially when new models come out from competitors like Anthropic, and they are inherently cheaper. Well, we just saw kind of the ultimate, not the ultimate, but the next level version of that with DeepSeek. DeepSeek came out with a fully open source model that is arguably better than ChatGPT, and it's open source and free. So that is going to put pressure on a lot of these other companies in order to give more functionality for cheaper in order to maintain that market dominance. The cool thing about us is we are LLM agnostic. We don't care if you use OpenAI or DeepSeek or Claude or Anthropic, and we're actively adding these additional models to the platform. Last thing I'll mention is the commoditization of these LLMs is only going to continue. The cost is going to go down and availability is going to grow. What sets us apart and what sets you guys apart is the ability to actually apply this technology to a business in a way that makes sense and provides value. They're not going to be able to get that if they just go to deepseek.com or download the DeepSeek model. So the application layer or the UI that you guys are getting through the white label service is where the value is provided, not necessarily with the commoditization of the LLM models. Got to clip that out. I think that was a good answer. Another question, when will it be possible to get image URLs while scraping websites? That should be done within the next week or so. We have that ready. You can manually put the URLs in right now and it will showcase them, but we are adding that very shortly, as well as some other slight modifications to the advanced scraper. I'll have more on that next week as well. Perfect. Any other questions? If not, I think we'll call it there for this week. Appreciate everybody joining. Excited to share these updates with you guys every week and excited to connect with some of you offline as well. And we'll have more updates next week. So hope to see you guys then. Take care. Bye.
Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.
See you later.